My name is Zayan, and I come from a small town where buildings rarely reach 3 stories, and everyone knows each other by name. For most of my childhood, the idea of big cities felt like scenes from a movie full of fast cars, flashing lights, and people who walked with purpose. But everything changed when I got accepted to a short summer exchange program in the United States. The destination? New York City. I still remember holding the letter in my hands, my heart racing. New York, the city that never sleeps. The city I had only seen on TV shows, in magazines, and through blurry YouTube vlogs. I was excited, nervous, and completely unprepared. The departure. My parents were both proud and worried. My mother packed my luggage 100 times, stuffing in extra sweaters in case New York gets cold, even though it was summer. My father gave me advice every hour. Stay alert, don't talk to strangers, don't get lost. On the day of departure, the entire neighborhood came to say goodbye. For a small-town boy, this was more than just a trip, it was a dream. When I boarded the plane, I felt like I was stepping into a new chapter of my life. As the engines roared and we took off, I looked out the window and whispered, "Here I come, New York." First impressions. After nearly 18 hours of flying and 1 layover in Doha, I finally arrived at JFK Airport. The moment I stepped out, I felt it, the energy, the noise, the rush. Taxis honked. People hurried past with coffee in one hand and a phone in the other. I was standing still, but everything around me was moving like a storm. I checked into the dorm assigned by the program near Manhattan. It was small but neat, with a window that had a partial view of the skyline. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept looking out at the city, blinking lights reflecting in my eyes. I couldn't believe I was really here. A city of stories. Over the next few days, I tried to experience everything. I went to Times Square, where the lights were brighter than stars. I watched street performers, musicians, and dancers put on free shows for tourists. I saw people from all over the world, every language, every style. I visited Central Park, a green paradise in the middle of tall towers. I walked for hours, watching couples row boats in the lake, artists sketching trees, and children chasing pigeons. Then came the Statue of Liberty standing tall and proud, holding her torch as if guiding every dreamer who came to this land. As I looked at her, I felt something awaken in me. I realized this trip wasn't just about sightseeing, it was about understanding a world bigger than my own. Learning life lessons. I was part of a 2-week exchange program, and during that time, we had group projects with students from different countries. I met a girl from Brazil who taught me how to dance a little samba, a boy from Japan who shared snacks from home, and a girl from Egypt who made me laugh every time she told stories about her big family. But the most impactful experience came one afternoon. I had gotten a bit lost in Brooklyn, and my phone battery had died. I was standing on a sidewalk, confused and slightly panicked. A man in his 50s noticed me and asked if I needed help. I hesitated, but something about his voice felt trustworthy. He walked me to the nearest subway station, helped me figure out the route, and even gave me a spare power bank to charge my phone. I offered to pay, but he refused. "Just remember," he said, "New York may be busy, but it's full of hearts. Help the next person. That's the real deal." That moment stayed with me. It reminded me that kindness exists everywhere, even in the busiest of cities. Food, culture, and surprises. If New York has one thing more diverse than its people, it's the food. I tried New York-style pizza, large slices you fold in half, dripping with cheese. I ate halal gyros from food trucks, pretzels from vendors near parks, and even had a fancy cheesecake in a tiny shop near the Empire State Building. I attended a Broadway show called The Lion King. As the curtains rose and the music played, I was lost in a world of colors, voices, and emotions. I didn't understand every word, but I felt every moment. I also visited the 9/11 Memorial. The silence there spoke louder than words. Water flowed endlessly into black pools where once the Twin Towers stood. I stood there, feeling small and humbled, honoring those lost and those who had survived. A change in me. Before coming to New York, I thought confidence meant being loud or stylish. But here, I learned it meant being authentic. I saw people wear what they wanted, be who they were, without fear or apology. I met writers, waiters, dancers, and engineers, all chasing dreams, all surviving in a city that demanded the best from everyone. I started walking straighter. I spoke up in group discussions. I even performed a short poem at an open mic night, something I never thought I'd do. New York didn't just change how I saw the world, it changed how I saw myself. The goodbye. When the final day arrived, I didn't want to leave. I took one last walk through the city, through Soho's art-filled streets, across the Brooklyn Bridge at sunset, and back to Times Square where it had all begun. I sat on a bench, thinking back on everything. The joy, the fear, the growth. As the plane lifted off the runway heading back home, I smiled. I was no longer just a small-town boy. I was someone who had walked the streets of New York, faced his fears, found friendships across borders, and returned stronger. Moral of the story: travel isn't just about seeing new places. It's about discovering who you truly are. Sometimes, one journey can change your entire direction.